I'd like to present today a very fascinating discovery. This is the appearance of an original document from February the 27th, 1849, and it's dated Paris. This is a document which is essentially a hand note written by Montandon Frères Paris, probably one of their clerks who was tasked with collecting a debt of what appears to be 15 francs and 40 centimes, and this was for principal or interest and cost towards a certain purchase by this Monsieur Bell, and his name appears to be Bell Jean Claude or J. Claude, and his address is Bureau Restant, La Rochelle. But this is very interesting in that this is the only known correspondence from the firm that has survived. There's probably documents out there buried in someone's collections or various different old trunks, archives, what have you. But however, this is the only documented business correspondence by the Paris firm. And this is quite fascinating. This gives us much information. We do see that the Montandon Frères Paris stamp is affixed here. This is the Furniture Resorts de Horlogerie. So this is the clock and watch spring side. And we do see that this was written on the 27th of February. And this was in response to a letter from this Monsieur Bell of Lettre du 14 courante. This would have been the 14th of the current month, February, and this is very fascinating indeed. This was written with a quill pen or some sort of fountain pen, and it is signed Montandon Frères. So the clerk was signing for the company, but we have so many interesting details here. We have in the corner of their letterhead, we do have that expositions of 1834 and 1844 silver medals. So this tells us that they were accumulating silver medals at these international expositions, and this is very interesting. It also mentions their patents, that the Montandon Frères Breveté. So they had been, previous to 1849, this confirms that they had filed patents. Now, their particular address at this period was on the Rue des Lions Saint-Paul, number 16. And it also mentions in their letterhead that they had a depot for movement de pendule, lamps, métronome, et jouets d'enfants. So this was, back in the day, lamps were key wound, and they had a mechanism for winding these lamps, and this required springs. So they were making springs for these, but apparently the movements for these items, some clock movements, lamps, metronomes, and children's toys, these were all provided by a Japy fils, or what appears to be El Japy fils. So this was a firm out of Besançon, and we are not exactly clear whether they were providing watch movements as well as merely pendule. But this is an interesting question. What also can be pulled of interest from this letterhead is that the paper itself had pre-printed the letterhead on the top left, but also we see Paris Le, and then the date would be written in, and then 1840, and then the last digit of the year was written in by hand. And Monsieur, so the M is also typed or pre-printed on this blank, and then they would continue the correspondence by hand. So this is really interesting. This tells us a little bit about their correspondence in their business papers. And This would have been a paper which was folded up, and likely it was sealed. We see what appears to be some sort of, perhaps a wax seal was placed here to close this correspondence, and then merely on the folded paper, Monsieur, the addressee's name, his profession, and à La Rochelle. It is mentioned Bureau Restant à La Rochelle. So this would have been enough information to find it to him. We don't know if this was via a courier that would have known where to go, or was this merely a general part of the post, the French post. Not exactly clear. We do see the postage stamps, which stamped when this was sent. So very interesting. And we do see also lettre du 27 février 1849 and Messieurs Montandon Frères. So this is more or less the return address and the date that when it was sent. We see it was received in La Rochelle on the 2nd of March. This is just a curious document that I felt it was necessary to document and to present. This is an extremely rare piece of information and original correspondence. So this is just a note for the record, and I thank you for your attention.